Right now at 6 o'clock, it's been 2 weeks since floodwaters ripped apart communities across the Naugatuck Valley, but it did not break the spirit of the folks living there. FOX61's Brooke Griffin with an update on relief efforts.
Firefighters aren't taking it easy this holiday weekend. What crews did in Waterbury to make sure they're ready for the unexpected.
Also at this hour, in just 24 hours, hundreds of people have already committed to running this year's Manchester Road Race. Details ahead. Let's go.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here on Fox 61 at 6 o'clock. I'm Rachel Fiscatelli.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. Nice to have you with us on this holiday Monday. She could do weather, she could do traffic, and she's in for Erica this morning. Shall we talk weather? It sounds like it's going to be a great day.
It's going to be a beautiful day. This is a first for us as well. Meteorologist Matt Scott.
You and I have done this together.
We have.
You and I. We try not to invite Keith to our parties.
But Keith and I have not. This is a first for us. We do bucket lists together. We're going to be on the desk together today.
Put a tape in the VCR, kids.
Yeah, no bickering.
Hit record.
We'll see how this goes.
This could be fun. or an unmitigated disaster. One of the two. Good morning. Happy Labor Day. Here's what you need to know before you go. Dropping dew points. Feels good out there. Went to bed last night and it was a little high. Not so much now. Fine Labor Day ahead. Keeping it dry for the foreseeable future. We love that part of the forecast. We'll talk about it coming up. Satellite radar picture is quiet north, south, east, and west. A couple of clouds left over from all the action. Look at that thunderstorm activity. Well out to sea. But that's the line that came through, and that is what has let in all that drier air. Look at the numbers, 68 in Hartford, 70 in New Haven, 66 in Groton. But look at these numbers. Dew point in the mid to upper 50s out there and dropping. And that is the best part of the story, not just for today, but you look off to the west. So you really don't see anything changing in that department. So we're going to keep it tranquil, going to keep it nice, even as we go back to work tomorrow. 67 degrees as we lose the clouds this morning. Sunshine coming out, numbers getting into the mid 70s. Should be a little warmer than that, but I don't think you're going to be complaining. We'll talk about the work week forecast, the shortened work week forecast. That's coming up in a few minutes. Who's doing traffic? Nobody?
Me.
Are you doing traffic?
Oh, yeah,
really?
me. Of course.
Well, Keith is right. Is there anything you can't do? Very impressive.
I don't know, Matt. All right, thanks so much. 6:02 right now, and we aren't following any incidents out on the roadways, and we don't have any road work to tell you about this morning either. So it's looking good. Green all across the map here. We'll take a live or at least a zoom in to Hartford this morning. We're 91 as well as 84 east and westbound running into the Hartford Tunnel. Look pretty good. A live look outside there showing you that volume is rather light, so your drive times there. We are looking pretty good from New Britain Ave to the Hartford Tunnel. Keith, it's going to be about a 5-minute drive.
All right. Sounds good for a Monday. 6:03. It has been 2 weeks since deadly flooding washed over the Naugatuck Valley, damaging hundreds of roads and taking out homes.
And since then, crews have been working around the clock to make repairs to the transportation avenues. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is in Oxford this morning. Brooke, you've been watching this cleanup process happen. How much more is left?
Well, the Naugatuck Valley is still dealing with some closures like the one behind me here on Route 67, which is a main road through this area. But for reference, although a couple of these are still closed, originally CTDOT tells us there were close to 500 road closures in this area for different reasons. It could have been something small, it could have been something completely washed out, but now there's only a handful of those closures left, so a lot of progress has been made. Now, 2 weeks ago today is when all of this started. Up to 16 inches of rain fell here in Oxford, Seymour, Southbury, Monroe, and more. 2 people died as a result of being washed away while trying to escape their cars, and many people also lost their homes and businesses. Now, since then, state and federal relief funds have been made available to try to help people just start to get back on their feet. State funding applications open up tomorrow for anybody with a small business that was impacted. However, personal properties are a bit more tricky. Homeowners are being told insurance is not going to cover the damage, and FEMA relief funds are a slow start. Relief groups have also been working to provide items for those people in need, many of them now overflowing with donations, according to posts on social media. State crews have been working around the clock to repair the roads, including routes 34 and 67, which are still partially closed, and 4 out of 5 impacted rail lines have now reopened. Governor Ned Lamont tells us 450 roads with minor damage have now been fixed, and 23 out of 30 of those roads with serious damage are now repaired. One thing that was interesting was that 1.2 million pounds of debris has also now been cleared from roads in this area. Oxford schools are now set to begin on Thursday as town leaders say the road infrastructure is repaired enough for the buses to get to the students. The original start date was last week. Now, CTDOT leaders say they do plan on having everything completely patched up and repaired by the end of the month. So the end of September, they say some of these were just a lot more tricky to fix than others. We've shown you the bridges that were completely washed out. A lot of other roads have big issues as well. They say that they do have crews working around the clock. They will be making sure that everything returns to some sort of normalcy as fast as they can. Live in Oxford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, appreciate your staying on top of this over the last couple of weeks. We will be in touch again at 7 o'clock. I want to remind folks at home there are still ways you can help those impacted by the floods. Scanning the QR code on your screen, it will take you to the Fox 61 flood relief page. There you'll find info on how to donate money directly to the Seymour Oxford Food Bank. The organization also has an Amazon wish list. Last check, they still needed non-perishable meals and cleaning products. We will have an update on our flood relief drive from last week coming up new in our 7 o'clock hour.
And firefighters in Waterbury practicing water rescue over the weekend. Crews say they wanted to sharpen their skills in the wake of the devastating floods. Even though their city wasn't impacted, firefighters say they want to be ready for anything. First responders also say the training pays off when responding to a situation where a person needs to be rescued from a river or a lake.
This is a lake, but some people end up, using rivers and streams. Right now, because of all the rain, they're running very quickly and they get taken away and they lose control much quicker than they think is going to happen.
And crews remind people to not get themselves in an unsafe situation and to know your limits. And firefighters in Haddam responding to a boat that overturned on the Connecticut River. This all happened on Saturday night. Good Samaritans in a separate boat helped to rescue all 3 people who went overboard. Fire crews got those folks back on shore to be checked out by EMS. Right now, DEEP is investigating the incident.
And speaking of heading out in the water, state officials reminding everyone there will be fewer lifeguards on duty today at Hammonasset and Rocky Neck. All other swimming areas won't have any lifeguards on duty for the day. And after today, there will not be any lifeguards at any of the state park swimming areas.
And troopers were called to a street takeover on the Route 571 connector in Berlin early Sunday morning. Police say they were trying to block the roadway to make room for a street race. The first call was at 1:55 a.m. Then another call came in at 4:20 for another street takeover. Troopers say the group ignored officers and started driving recklessly. Officers used stop sticks on several vehicles after drivers refused to leave the area. At least 6 people are facing spectator charges and will appear in court later this month. Troopers arrested one of the drivers after they say he drove off after a stop sticks were used and was later found on the side street.
6:08 on a Monday morning. Hunting set to begin today for certain migratory birds. This year, the state offering a special Canada goose hunting season between now and September 30th in the North Zone. That's anywhere north of I-95. The daily bag limit is 15 and a possession limit of 45. Only legal firearms may be used to hunt the birds. This includes shotguns with a 10 gauge or smaller. Hunters should educate themselves of shooting regulations and rules before heading out in your blaze orange. Today in New Haven, around 5,000 runners will be hitting the pavement for the Facts and Law New Haven Road Race. All the fun begins at 8:10 this morning with the start of the Kids at Fun Run. Let's go. There will also be a 20K, half marathon, and a 5K. Organizers saying they will not accept same-day registrations this year. That, folks, because of high demand. Starting at 10 o'clock this morning, the Newtown Labor Day Parade will step off from the corner of Main Street and Currituck Road. Streets will close starting at 9:30, so as you get to your spots early, parking will be available at the Big Y. Carluzzi's Market and the St. Rose School. Shuttle buses also available to catch from St. Rose's as well. More than 70 bands will take part in today's celebration. Great day for that. Meanwhile, fall is here.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, so this morning, people across Connecticut and beyond signing up for the Manchester Road Race.
Yeah, that's right. Registration opened yesterday morning, and there's already more than 1,000 runners committed. That's pretty awesome. Fox 61 is a media sponsor for this event, and we'll air the race live, as we always do, on Thanksgiving morning from downtown Manchester.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite days of the year. Looking forward to it.
Me too.